Hey ladies, so I'm here doing my blog for Distinguished Young Women, and I want to talk about
Mm,
boys. Because being the fun aunt in the Distinguished Young Women family, I feel that it's my job to address the elephant in the room. Um, so I hope this helps. I'm not promising anything, I'm not guaranteeing you all these things will work, but I found that they're really helpful. And you've probably heard a lot of these things before, but I think that hearing them from someone who's in college is probably has a little more weight than hearing that from like your mother or your teachers because they're kind of like, you guys are old, you don't know anything. So I'm gonna talk about things that I found like work really well and things that I've learned and just a little bit of advice for you guys. So hopefully it helps. um, so first off, I want to talk about meeting guys. And you go to college, you're in a totally new environment. I mean, for most people, you're in like a new environment, you don't really know anyone, you're kind of on your own. You don't have like a network of friends and family close by that can help you, find out about boys and things like that. So it's really hard to figure out, which guys are the good ones and which guys are kind of, don't have the best intentions or like the ones you're looking for. I know that's something that was really intimidating to me because there are so many boys, and you're just like, I don't know what to think of you. Are you kind of playing me right now, or are you like just for real awesome? So for me, I don't like I'm in a sorority, so talking to my sisters really helped. But for those of you who aren't in a sorority, you can talk to like your RAs or older friends that you've made, upperclassmen, because everyone loves to talk about the bad boys on campus. They will be more than happy to point them out for you and tell you all the like gruesome details about why you shouldn't, be hanging out with them and whatever. And by all means, make your own decisions. Don't take you can investigate a little bit. You don't always have to believe everything people say, but it's a really good resource to use, and I highly recommend you take advantage of it because it helps you, you know, weed out some guys you'd rather not get involved with. You don't want your
mm,
heart broken freshman year. You got enough things to worry about. You don't really need that on your plate. So, that's something that I found was really helpful. Um, Another thing that's really intimidating and hard is like meeting them. You're on your own again, as I said, and it's kind of intimidating. Your confidence is probably not like at its peak point when you first come to college, but honestly, just talk to them. It's the easiest thing in the world to talk to someone you've never met before because you can talk about anything that you don't know. You've never met them before. So be like, oh, like, what's your major? How do you like this class that we have? What do you think of this teacher? What's your favorite color? Do you like food? I like food. Anything. Talk to them about anything. And I mean, if they're like weird and they won't talk to you, then they probably have bigger issues because clearly their social skills aren't what they should be. So you don't even need to worry about that. Um, but like just talk to people. It's like intimidating, but it's honestly really easy if you
mm,
just go for it. Another thing is just be funny. Like guys really value wit in in college. I know in high school it's a little more, I don't know what the right word, clicky than that. I don't know. It's weird in high school, but it's really valued in college. So if you have it, that's great. If not, confidence is like huge. If you're a confident person, even if you're kind of weird and a little quirky, I don't know, it like negates it. They don't even notice because you're confident about it and they're like, wow, that's so cool that you're confident. It's like I don't know, you've grown wings and they just can't believe it. Um, so just really, I know that confidence is something that's hard to just like wake up and have one day, but wake up and say something positive about yourself. Be like, I'm awesome because I got all my homework done last night, and then just have that attitude for the entire day. And I'm telling you, guys are gonna notice, and they're going to be like, wow, look at her. I don't know, there's something about her. There's just something about her, and they'll be super impressed.
mm,
So wit and confidence are huge. Um, like good ways to meet them, they're in your class, talk to them about the class. Not always because that'll get ridiculously boring, but like for an intro. Joining clubs and organizations, if you see them there, you automatically have like a starting ground to
mm,
build your relationship on. You have a common interest, so it's great. Talk to them about it. Make sure you sit next to them. Try and come up with creative ideas that require group efforts, and conveniently always be in his group. Oh, weird how that works out. If he plays a sport, go to sports events. Um, guys love having a fan. They just do. It's a huge ego boost if they have like cute girls in the stands. So, go to the games and say something. Be like, oh my gosh, you did a really great job at that football game. Nice footballing out there. I'm being funny there. I know that that's not an actual term, but say something about it. Be like, oh, that was a really nice catch that you made. Good job. And they'll be like, I have a fan in the stands. Oh, look at her with her confidence and wit. Oh, I'm gonna go talk to her later. I'm gonna ask her out on a date. Um, Which brings me to another thing, another way you can kind of weed out the potential, maybe not best guys, parties versus dates. I mean, if they'd rather take you out on a Friday night to a party instead of to a movie or to dinner, or just like, I don't know, walk around campus, you might want to like take a step back and be like, okay, well, what's the reputation that this guy has? Just look into it a little bit. I mean, it's not always true, but it should raise a little bit of a red flag if they never actually want to take you out on a date and they just want to go out to parties all the time. So, something to be wary of. One of the things that I have found most useful and I take advantage of often is the fact that I do not have a kitchen. My mother once told me that the way to any man's heart is through his stomach. And my God, is that true? Like, whoever invented that phrase, I don't think it was my mother, was a genius. It's amazing. I love it, and I use it often. I know most campuses don't have kitchens for their students to use. Mine doesn't. And the DH food that I have is not, like 5-star restaurant quality, as I'm sure most aren't. So, I mean, if you ever feel like cooking, you can just be like, oh, cute boy who conveniently has an apartment. Mind if I come over and cook something? I'll let you have some. And I have never been told no. I've yet to be told no. So just do that. And then you can be like, I'll cook you something and you can have one and I'll eat the rest. And they will love you forever. I mean, I have to beat them off with a stick because it just works that well. That's a lie. I don't actually have to beat them off with a stick. But I mean, I think it works really well. And then you're like, you can hang out. If things get awkward, you can always pretend that you're really like into your cooking and can't talk to them. And then if you have like a sudden spurt of outgoingness, you can just be like, la 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 la, watch how awesome I cook. And honestly, even if you aren't a good cook, just get like a cake mix. You add water and oil and eggs, and then you put it in the oven. It's kind of foolproof. It's really hard to mess that up. And I mean, they'll love it. They won't be able to tell unless they actually see you doing it. But that's just a creative thing that I found is gold. So I highly encourage you to take advantage of it because it's worked really well for me. This is about all I have. I hope this is helpful. I'm not going to guarantee you that this will work. I don't know if you can leave comments on our blogs, but I mean, I'd love to hear, or maybe you guys can like start a little discussion about, like what works, what didn't work, tips that you guys have. I'm definitely not going to guarantee that these are all like foolproof because if they all were, I'd have like 8 husbands by now and I only have like 2. So, joke again. But like I found that they're helpful. These tools are helpful. Things I've noticed, like me and other girls around me, freshmen, like first entering college, there's some things that you have to learn, and you just have to be aware of and things like that. And I hope that this advice is helpful, and I do not, embarrass any of you. But I don't think I will. I think that they're pretty good pieces of advice. So I wish you all the best in your endeavors to meet and mingle. So good luck, and I hope this was helpful.